Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Anne and I'll be doing a collective reading to see what we need to know. So, and the first card's already out. We have the Fool, but it's in reverse. So, some may be thinking of starting a new journey but haven't started yet, or some people may be holding back from actually starting that journey because of fear of the unknown. Let's clarify that. What else with the Fool? Tell us more about this Fool, please. And thank you. We have the Hanged Man. So again, holding back, maybe waiting for some sort of information before you begin the journey or begin this new endeavor, new project. And some may be holding back because of things from their past that caused them pain. What else do we need to know about this? We have Death and the Ace of Swords. So you may be coming to a realization about what needs to be released. You may be releasing things from your life at this time and having new ideas. Lots of new and old and new energy coming through. It's also crossed by the Page of Swords. So again, coming across information, having more understanding of possible goals or things in your life and what changes need to be made. Tell us more about this. It's kind of interesting. Oh, we have Two of Pentacles. So juggling what's important. Could be juggling responsibilities to get this off the ground. Juggling responsibilities, juggling people. And also what came out was the Star. So waiting or using some sort of creative spark from your intuition, trying to come up with ideas on what should be, whatever the project should be or what should be created at this time. It's also crossed by the Wheel of Fortune. So whatever it is, you don't want to really step forward into it unless it's going to be worth your while. We want to bring better energy, better luck. And we have Judgment in reverse. So some of you may feel like you've been off your spiritual path, or you haven't been fulfilling things that you promised yourself that you would fulfill. Crossed by the Tower. So maybe something dramatic happened that made you come to all of these realizations. Some sort of conflict with another person, or an ending of a job, or something in the family. But something happened that triggered all of this to begin. So what is our advice in this situation? What kind of advice can we get for this situation? Please and thank you. Boundaries. Putting up boundaries against those people in your life that may not understand, what your goals are. Speaking up. But then also don't put up so many boundaries that you're lacking the support that you need. So there's a lot of discernment here with releasing and putting boundaries up against things that are they're not serving you, they're not supporting your goals, but also not being so rigid in that you black out important people or situations that bring in your support that you might need. And what else? I feel like it's kind of a vague thing. It could be so many different things for so many people. Sometimes the readings can be more specific, but this one in general is different for every person. So that's why I feel that getting the advice part is extremely important for this. What else do we need to know? Other pieces of advice that may be helpful. Face your fears. So you're being asked to step forward even if you do have fears or blockages. I thought there was another card stuck to that. So you're being urged to do that, and higher powers crossing that. So that means that you have the divine support that you may be trying to find, figure out if you have. So if you've been doubting whether or not your ideas are going to be supported in a spiritual sense, they are. So tell me, who can we embody at this time for these matters? What's an important energy to embody regarding all of this? So we got quite a few cards. So we have Sekhmet, and that one has to do with accepting your anger, because a lot of people tend to think that when they get angry, they're not being spiritual, or they are not being empathetic or compassionate. But sometimes there's a reason that we have anger, and we need to explore why. And if it's something in our shadows that needs addressed, then you can trace it back that way. Or sometimes it's actually justified, and that anger is important for our growth. We have the White Buffalo Calf Woman. So this card is indicating to me that you may question if the way that you're leading forward is the correct way, because it's the prophetess of the sacred way. So if you're doubting your intuition, if you're doubting if you're going the right direction, you need to have more faith in yourself, because it says my heart is a compass. So stop doubting whether or not you're on the correct path. And we have Freya. So her card has to do with discernment, and that has everything to do with the setting boundaries, and also not being so rigid that you're disconnecting from support that you might need. Having discernment. She only says yes, and this is what the card says in the book. She only says yes when it's a holy hell yes. If it's not a holy hell yes, the answer is no. So she doesn't just agree to things because she wants to please other people. She agrees to things after calculating the situation and truly deciding if it's the right path or decision for her. And then we have, I'm honestly, I don't know how to say her name. Amaterasu is my best guess. Sorry if I said it wrong. She's the goddess of light, and her message is we're all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. So in the book, her story has to do with her hiding in a cave or a hole, and she refuses to come out, and she might even be crying. And this goes on until somebody holds a mirror at the entrance, and she sees herself and how beautiful she is. And there might even be like her laughing or something of that nature, and it finally draws her out of the cave because she sees herself and how she truly looks. And I mean, if we're all on the same path of understanding the projections and how people are mirroring aspects of ourselves, it has a lot to do with that as well. So if you don't practice mirror exercising or the shadow work, then I would emphasize dabbling in that, because it can be very beneficial for those on a spiritual path. So let's get one more card. I'm going to have to intuitively read it. This deck, I like to use the book because it's a very quirky deck. Like, what it says on the card is, I find something completely different once I read the pages in the book about it. It's just kind of a quirky deck. So next time I use it, I'm going to have the book to see what else. But let's just see what card comes out for our final message. Oh, there it is. Oh, we have two. You are at the divine Y point. Now, I do remember this card obviously has to do with being at a crossroads and making a decision, but also there's important prompts around asking yourself why. Why do I want to choose this path? What are the reasons? Or why would I want to choose the other path, and what are those reasons? And then we have synchronicity is a love letter from the universe across time and space. So I personally experience a lot of synchronicities, and it's definitely strengthened my sense of faith in a lot of ways. So I hope that you find the time to notice the synchronicities that go on around you. And if you do start to notice them, or you have been, then this is a gentle reminder that those are love messages or love letters from the universe. And those are crossed by polish your mirror for perfect clarity. So that has to do with that card that we were just talking about, the mirror effect. So if somebody upsets you, think about what it was that they did that upset you. And then also reflect on how you may have done the same thing to them or another person. And that, I think that has a lot to do with the mirroring that's coming out. I find that there's two sides to every story, and then there's the truth. And you meet the truth by looking at both sides very closely. Okay, so I hope that these messages help someone today. And I really appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you next time.